I'm back at Disneyland, and today we're going to be talking about Tiana's Bore You Adventure. Before I start, I'd like to thank once again D-Day McLean for the thumbnail. Please check out his links in the comments section for YouTube and Twitter. And secondly, please subscribe to this channel, and if you like this video, please click the like button. All right, what I know so far is that the ride in Magic Kingdom is due to open up in the late summer. Ours here in California is going to be delayed into the fall and maybe the winter because they didn't have enough people working on this project to support two full teams. So as the first team in Magic Kingdom is finishing up their parts of the ride, they are going to be moving to California to finish up this ride. What this ride isn't going to have is it isn't going to be based on the animated feature, except for the fact that Tiana is going to be in it, although Tiana looks nothing like the Tiana from the animated feature, most likely because the animatronic is a Sleeping Beauty animatronic that they stole from Disneyland Paris. If you look at it, I mean, the first time I saw it in a video, I didn't recognize it was Tiana. On top of that, she's dressed like she's going to be in Indiana Jones. She's going on safari, or maybe she's working for the Jungle Cruise. It's just ridiculous. Next thing, Dr. Feliciter will not be in this ride at all. I thought he was the best character in The Princess and the Frog. And lastly, we are not going to have any music from The Princess and the Frog. This is all going to be original music, which should scare you. The main driving force behind this attraction is Carmen Smith, and if you know anything about Carmen Smith, you know she doesn't have the best track record. Actually, I can't think of one thing that she's successfully run as far as an attraction since she's been at Disney. They've all been basically flops. The one hope I had is that Tony Baxter, who's known for such things as Big Thunder Mountain, Star Tours, the Indiana Jones Adventure, Journey into Imagination, and of course Splash Mountain. He bailed on this project early because he was disheartened in the direction of the project. He didn't like where it was going. He didn't really think he was getting any creative say into it. And that probably scares me more about this attraction than anything else. In addition, I've seen a significant amount of murals and artwork, and Disney, as usual, hired a diversity, inclusion, and equity person who is a known activist to do all the mural work. And basically, instead of it looking like something out of 1930s New Orleans, it looks like something out of 2024 urban Philadelphia. It's really sad. And on top of it, I think someone that was in about 5th grade could have done a better job with the murals. Now, how they're playing away the fact that the bayou doesn't have any mountains, they're saying that this is an above-ground salt mine. I guess they're talking about the Hellion salt mine, which was mostly worked by African slaves. The reason why I bring this up is because the reason why they're shutting down the most popular attraction in the world, and yes, that was voted on by everyone. They took a huge poll, and Splash Mountain was voted number one. Splash Mountain was shut down because apparently Song of the South is racist. Even though Zippity Doo Dah won Best Original Song from the Academy Awards, and the gentleman that played Uncle Remus won a Special Actor Award from the Academy for his performance. I wish I could remember the guy's name at the moment. So, like I said, you're trading in something that, or trying to replace something that was racist with something that is definitely racist. On top of it, this all takes place in New Orleans, and during the height of the slave trade, New Orleans was the hub for slave trade in the southern United States. Heck, it was the hub probably in the whole world of the world. So there's a lot of irony going on there. Next thing I know is that this particular ride had over 100 animatronics. Now we are getting 17. Over half of those animatronics, I believe 9, will be at the last part of the ride, which is Tiana's Palace, I believe, right before you take the drop. So you have 8 animatronics through the rest of the ride. And you might ask, well, what else is Disney doing? They're doing fog machines and laser projections. That's going to be the most of this ride. And to top it all off, Bob Iger, a few months ago, I believe this was like in November of 2023, actually toured the ride in Florida, and quote unquote, his reaction was, "This is boring." Something we can agree on, Bob. This is going to be boring. To further tell you how bad this ride is going to be, Bob Iger tried to push this ride on the Oriental Land Company, which runs Disney Tokyo, or the Oriental Land Company told Bob to go fund himself. So if you actually want to ride Splash Mountain, you can go to Disney Tokyo and you can ride a version of the ride there. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You've got an iconic song. I would say this is probably the second most iconic attraction song in the world. The only thing that probably tops it is It's a Small World, which will literally get stuck in your head and you'll want to end up taking it out with a screwdriver or something. I mean, I've ridden that ride so many times now. It's just like permanently ingrained in my brain. And this one is just about as popular, and at the same time, I don't feel like gouging out my brain every time I hear it. But I'm going to hear it no more out here. And what am I going to get in a replacement? I have no idea, but if it's Disney original music, I'm just scared to death. I don't really know what else I can say about this. This is going to be a very, very disappointing ride. I am going to ride it whenever it opens, like I said, in the fall, in the winter, which really makes sense. Why did they start in Florida first? That's the question for me, because Florida doesn't have a winter. They can open that ride any time of the year. Yet they chose to do it there first, and they chose to delay this ride until fall or winter, when it's going to be noticeably colder out here, especially if it hits winter. We actually have sort of a winter out here, and not a lot of people are going to want to ride this ride. I'm guessing is that once everybody rides this ride once, it's going to fall off. Nobody's going to be impressed with this. Like I said, though, I will ride it the first chance I get once it opens, and I will get a reaction from everyone who's riding the ride. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. So, as my father told me when I was 18 years old, the free ride's over. Please get out.